Octopath Traveler 2. I'm gonna Octopath travel to your mom's bedroom. Welcome to the channel if you're new, by the way. So yeah, gosh, doesn't this look pretty? It's more or less the same ordeal as the previous games. You've got 8 different paths you can take, hence the title, Octopath. And there's 8 different characters. Let's see. You got Oswald the Lucky Rabbit. You got Femboy. You got Fault Zone from Marvel Nemesis. Now there's a reference. You got DeviantArt. Did you notice that the font underneath these character portraits is changing based on what region of the world they're in, by the way? This guy's a 1%er. According to that text, his mission is to try and end poverty. He's got to help people who are having hard times in this crazy town. Having hard times. There's no love to be found. Okay, let's quit pussyfooting around here and actually pick a character. So the classes are all the same as they were in the previous Octopath game 2. They had a dancer and an economist and all that. And in the previous game, the dancer's goal was to shake off that jerky manager. A relatable story for all you ladies out there, I guess. I don't know. I haven't even talked to a woman in probably 5 years. So, this character dreams of grandeur and being the next thing in the dancing world. It's gonna be the next Dancy Boy. So yeah, it's real cool that they brought back this property. Square Enix is throwing some red meat to all the weebs out there. Oh boy, my favorite JRPG is back again. Oh no, my glasses. I can't see without my glasses. So, the idea here is that the dancer is from humble beginnings. Here she's entertaining a crowd of single-digit people, but someday she'll be the next, who's somebody that's famous for dancing? Fred Astaire. There you go, yeah, the main character's gonna be the next Fred Astaire someday. Watch my sick moves, as Stuart from Mad TV says, look what I can do! Ooh. Haha, just kidding, it's fine, everybody's fine. No animals were harmed in the making of this Let's Play. And by animals, I mean, people. Anyway, so, what does that prompt say? Press square next to a trans person? That's rather rude. So the big attraction of this character is that you can just reach into people's pockets and take shit. They don't even mind. Just take it. Just take all my fucking money. See if I care. Anyway, that's kind of an interesting subversion of what you typically see in an RPG. Kind of like Fallout 3, if you kneel down towards people's pockets, you could take items out of there. And if you wanted to be funny, you could slip a live grenade in there and the NPC would just blow up. Video games really just turned a generation of people into little psychopaths, didn't they? Okay, get the hell out of here. It's just you and the manager now. Whenever I hear the word manager, it reminds me of this weird Vine Sauce thing I saw once where Mario was at Tesco and Wario was the manager of Tesco. And he says, alright, geezer, I just want a bag of crisps. I guess you had to be there. Anyway, so plot-wise, the manager is handing us the rest of the money that we need to go on our grand adventure to become the next Fred Astaire. All this money for little old me. We're gonna move out the California way and become the next big thing. Because that always works out so well for everybody. What is it about Los Angeles that's cursed? I've heard so many stories of people moving out there and it just goes horribly. Even Chugga Conroy and all of his gross ugly friends went to visit there to film some stuff just for like a day, and it was just like this horrible Murphy's Law type thing where like they didn't have any of the stuff they needed, and like the ATM was broken and he couldn't pay the cab guy, and it was hot, and just this horrible thing all around. It happens all too often. So you might have noticed that the crossbow is grayed out on the stealable items menu. There are some limitations to what you can take. Hold on now, son, don't go touching that. And the more you level up, the better items you can grab from people, obviously. That's a fun mechanic. Okay, it's the next day already. I skipped over a bunch of boring cutscenes, and some weeb is just totally seething. I came to this channel to see the cutscenes. That's all I wanted. This channel sucks and I'm dying. Gah. Okay, and we don't know what lies ahead of us, so of course we gotta come in hot, so to speak. Come in heavy or don't come in at all. So anyway, getting into my history with this franchise, when I played the first game about 4 years ago, I guess on some level I never really knew what to make of it. I could never fully make a judgment as to whether or not it was a good game or a bad game, because mentally I couldn't place it in any of the established, I guess, tropes of gaming, because it's both a modern game and a retro game at the same time. You can't quite get a good picture of what to expect. And then it certainly didn't help that there was this one YouTuber, this one Australian guy who just totally overhyped the game, and I believed everything that he was saying, even though I shouldn't have. And the thing is, he liked this game so much you would have thought that the game like lifted him up on a cloud to the heavens and showed him the face of Jesus Christ or something. He was just so totally enamored with Octopath Traveler, and of course, me being a naive young 24-year-old, I thought, wow, all of this is true. Octopath Traveler is gonna save the world and cure my cancer and bring back Obama. Okay, so we get to learn a secondary ability of this character. Not only can you steal things, but you can also use your feminine charms to lure in men and make them do your bidding, so to speak. So let's try that on this poor unsuspecting fellow over here. He don't know what's coming. For all we know, we could be leading him to his death. He's just a total simp who would run off a 50-foot cliff just for the vague promise of getting some. Okay, they wanted us to actually lure in 2 men and not just 1, but I figured that was just kind of padding it. I would just do it once for the sake of showing you what was supposed to happen. And then we can carry on with the plot. Eventually the other shoe's gonna drop here. This is an RPG, we can't just have a nice peaceful festival. Oh, yep, here it is. Here comes trouble. I'll let the game talk for a minute. The gist of what they're trying to say here is that the main character's younger sister has gotten lost in the woods, and to make matters worse, he saw Doduo's hoofprints. God help us all. Christ on the cross, there's a Doduo loose out there. Anyway, when I was in college, there was a similar thing that kind of happened. You're probably thinking, oh God, where's this going? But anyway, we went on a field trip to a nature preserve, for lack of a better term, and there was a girl who was blind, and she wanted to go off on her own and do stuff, and for some reason everybody thought that was okay, and yeah, sure, just wander off into the woods. And so we let the blind girl, well, I shouldn't say we, I wasn't party to this, but the group of students on the field trip let the blind girl go on her own thing out in the woods, and later we got on the bus maybe 20 minutes after that, and there was the realization that, wait, what happened to the blind girl? Shit. We did find her, though. We did find her, but don't get too freaked out about that. Okay, so we gotta round up a posse here. You can, earlier I demonstrated that skill where you can recruit people to follow you, and then when people are following you, they can also become your party members in battle. It's like Pokemon, but with people in a sense. That could be taken many different ways. I feel like somebody could watch this, and if they want to cancel me someday, they'd say, Pokemon with people? Are you advocating for some kind of slavery? You know how people are, they can always twist your words. Okay, the forest is that way. You know, speaking of the idea of humans being used as Pokemon, there was a skit on Cartoon Network's Mad where they entertained that exact idea once. It was like, your Uncle Hank, special ability, confusion. What's going on here? What the hell is going on here? Anyway, we got the first battle here. I'd like to think that this is very shocking for the characters, and nothing like this has ever happened within the world of Octopath before. That this carries the same energy as a bunch of teenagers encountering E.T. in the woods and beating him to death with shovels and running away. Wow, that's awfully specific, you're probably thinking. I heard it somewhere. So, this isn't just your standard RPG combat, by the way. You get boosts, for lack of a better term, and you can stack those in between turns. And then when you actually decide to use them, you can really do something.